All right. Well, welcome to class, everyone. For those of you who don't know, I am Delia. We are going to start seated today. And we're actually going to be working on a full moon sequence today. So normally we do a lot of sun salutations in yoga. Moon salutations don't really get a lot of publicity. People don't really know about them a lot. Or we don't practice them a lot. So we're going to be doing a lot of moon salutation variations today. So we're still going to be moving nice and slow. And a lot of these are modified moon salutations. So we'll be using props. And there will be lots of different versions. So we are going to try and get into a little bit of a flow. So there will be lots of repetitions. But otherwise, I think it will be a really fun class. So go ahead and find your comfortable seat. And when you arrive, just take a moment to find any type of movement that you need. So maybe this is your first moment of really sitting down today, or just coming into a place where you can be just in your own personal space. So just take a moment here, maybe finding a little gentle movement through the neck, maybe rolling the shoulders, maybe reaching the arms wide or up. Rotating the wrists a couple of times might feel nice. And taking any movement that you need. And then maybe even just rocking a little bit side to side in your seat, maybe front and back. Kind of noticing where you're distributing the weight. So generally we have imbalances in the body. We're not the same on both sides, and we're never the same every day. So sometimes we have a tendency to lean too far to one side or the other. We push our weight forward or back instead of centering it. So just noticing how you're feeling today. Noticing what your tendency, where the body wants to go. And then seeing if you can find a place that is still comfortable for you, where you can be centered, stacked through the spine. So head directly over the heart, directly over the hips. And once you've found that comfortable position, allowing the eyes to soften or to close. If you don't feel comfortable closing the eyes today, just focusing on one point a few feet out in front of you on the floor. Beginning to arrive in this space, in this moment, gently setting aside anything that happened before you arrived on your mat today. Also gently setting aside anything that you have planned for the rest of your day. And this time is just for you. This is your space. There's nothing else you need to be doing right now. So just allowing your mind, your energy to shift to the breath. And beginning to draw each breath all the way down into the belly. Excuse me. Noticing as you do this if the breath is feeling smooth and even today, or if it's feeling a little bit tight, a little bit stuck. Not pushing or trying to change that, whatever it is that you find. And just seeing if you can deepen the breath just a little bit at a time, smoothing it out. Feeling it in the belly like the rise and fall of the ocean waves. Beginning to take a gentle body scan, noticing if you're holding tension in the shoulders and the neck, maybe in the hips, in the muscles of the face. And seeing if you can begin to soften those areas. So feeling any expression just slide or smooth off of the face, tagging a little bit of weight into each elbow, dropping those shoulders. Feeling gravity pulling the knees just gently down towards the earth. So the full moon is tomorrow night. And we feel the pull between the moon and the earth, this force of gravity. Humans are made of mostly water, so the gravity between the moon and the earth has an effect on us even when we don't always notice it consciously. So today we're going to work on getting into a little bit of a flow, celebrating that push and pull, that effect that the moon has on the water on Earth. And the full moon is also a time to consider anything that has happened in the last month that was successful, that makes you feel grateful or proud. And noticing anything that didn't quite work out, didn't quite go the way you were hoping, or anything that's no longer serving you and you're ready to release. So as you take a couple of deep, full breaths here, maybe 3 or 4 more, maybe just take a moment to consider one or more things in the past month or in the past few weeks that you're grateful for. These can be very big things, they can be very small things, or somewhere in between. Just something that resonates with you that you are grateful for in your life. Maybe also considering one or more things that's happened in the past few weeks that you are proud of. Again, this can be something very small or very big. Maybe you're proud of the way that you handled a situation in your family, with a friend. Maybe you're just proud that you found that missing television or DVD player remote that's been missing for a long time. These are both great examples of things to be proud of. And then taking 2 more deep, full belly breaths here, considering if there is anything that wasn't so successful, anything that you started that maybe stalled halfway through the month, or just things in your life that are no longer serving you, that are no longer helping you grow, things that you're ready to release. And give yourself one more deep breath here. And then slowly beginning to find some movement in the body, wiggling the fingers and toes, maybe rotating the wrists, maybe gently nodding the head up and down or turning it side to side. And then when you're ready, opening the eyes if they're still closed. And let's inhale, reach the arms up. Go ahead and interlace the fingers and press the palms up. So really feel that reach through the arms, the extension through the side body, but then notice if you're shrugging the shoulders, if you're reaching them way up, see if you can drop them down. And then let's take this gentle side bend to the right. So you don't have to go super far. It's a little more challenging with the hands together. And then inhale, come back up to center, and exhale, we're going to side bend to the left. Hips are still anchoring you down. And inhale, come back up to center. Go ahead and release the hands. Keep the arms nice and wide as if you're holding a giant beach ball up above your head. Inhale here. And exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together, palms face forward. So we're coming into goddess arms. And inhale, arms nice and wide again, reach. And exhale, let's take a twist to the right. So left hand releases to the right leg, right hand behind. Sit up nice and tall here. This is just a gentle twist, so no need to force or pull yourself into it. And taking one more breath. And then slowly come back to center. Let's inhale, reach those arms up nice and wide again. And exhale, twist to the left. Notice if your knees have started to creep up. That's pretty natural here. See if you can drop them. And then slowly unwind, come back up to center. And let's come into table. So go ahead and grab any props that you might need or slide aside any that you don't need. And we'll meet up in our table, patting the wrists or the knees if you need to here. Go ahead and spread the fingers nice and wide. Press the tops of your toes into the mat. And then we're going to sink the hips back almost like child's pose. And we're going to do drunken cat-cow. So we're coming forward, whichever direction is comfortable for you, and dropping the belly as we do, opening the heart, and then exhaling, rounding back almost to our child's pose. So moving with the rhythm of your own breath, seeing if you can make this really slow and fluid. So trying not to lose the connection of your hands and feet, that grounding, but really moving smoothly through the spine here, exploring this movement. And if this is not a comfortable cat-cow for you today, taking any other version that feels better. Let's do one more circle in this direction and then we'll reverse. And then reversing your drunken cat-cow if you are circling. You may get a few snap, crackle pops out of the spine. This is a really nice way to warm up the spine and the hips. And as long as it's not painful, that's totally fine. Let's take one more round. And then come back to neutral table. We're going to keep our left hand planted. And on the inhale, right fingertips will reach. And exhale, we're just dipping that right hand under the left arm. We're not threading the needle quite yet. Inhale to open. And exhale, dip that right hand under. One more time. Inhale to reach. And exhale. This time we're going to thread the needle. So right arm under the bridge of the left, releasing that right side of the head down to the mat or to a block. Finding any version of this pose that feels good for you. So you can stay right as you land. You can extend that left hand towards the top of your mat. Wherever you are, seeing if you can pull the hips back a little bit. And you can even extend that left leg long if you'd like, curling the toes under. That's going to help you get a little bit deeper into the shoulder. Breathing wherever you are, seeing if you can release and soften a little more. And then release the knee if it was lifted. Draw that left hand back. Use it to help you press up and unwind. Coming back to our neutral table, and we'll take the other side. So firm foundation here. Press the tops of the feet in, the right hand. Inhale, left fingertips reach. Exhale, just dip that left hand under the right arm. 2 more times. Inhale to reach. Exhale, dip that hand under. And last time, inhale, reach. And exhale, thread the needle. Releasing onto the left side of the head. Right hand can stay close to the face, or it can extend. Sitting the hips back. And if you'd like, you can extend that right leg, pressing into the toes. A nice way to gently deepen. It's a little bit of a balance challenge too, so if you fall out of it, don't worry about it. Just come back. Deep, full breaths. Give it one more. See if you can soften on the exhale. And then slowly bring that knee back if it was lifted. Bring the hand back if it was extended. Use the right hand to slowly unwind and press you up. And we're going to curl the toes under. Send the hips up and back. Find your downward dog. So spread the fingers wide here. Check it out. Make sure your hands are in line with each other. They can be wider than the shoulders. That's okay. And then see if you can drop the shoulders down. Bend the knees as much as you need. Maybe take your dog for a little walk here. So you're letting your head hang. You're looking down at your feet or back at your feet. You can shake the head a little gently, yes and no, if that feels good. And then come back to center. Your heels do not have to touch the ground, so bend the knees as much as you need to and press your chest back. Take one breath here. And then look up at your hands. Either take a slow walk or just step up to meet the hands. Coming into our forward fold, bend the knees generously here. Maybe clasp opposite elbows, maybe find a little sway. Letting the head and neck just go. Give it one more breath. And then release the hands. If you're having any low back problems, anytime we roll up today or in general, I want you to take the hands to the tops of the thighs and help yourself here, help your spine as you start to roll up. Coming up to our mountain. So the low back can be very sensitive when we're in forward folds. We're going to be doing a lot of them today. So definitely always want to listen to what your body is telling you. Your body should not be screaming at you. So anytime you're going down or coming up, if you're feeling any pain or pinching in the back, bend the knees more, engage the core, and definitely take the hands to the thighs if you need any stability or balance. All right, so let's come into our mountain. And we're gonna inhale, reach the arms up. If you can, press the palms together. And then release the hands, take them to the low back. I'll turn sideways so you can see. So it's as if I'm tucking my hands into my back pockets. And then pressing into the feet, press the hips forward and lift the chest only as much as is comfortable. And then release the hands. Let's roll down into our forward fold. Let the head and neck go. Maybe find a little sway. Let's inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, soften and fold. So we're going to plant the hands and we're going to step the right foot back and lower that knee. So we're coming into our lunge. You may want to block here. We're not going to be coming into the lunge with the hands on the block. We're going to be up with the hands on the thigh. But you may want to block for our twist. So go ahead and grab one if you need it. Block can be on any setting. So finding your comfortable lunge position, you want to feel that opening a little bit in the front in that right hip as you drop down a little bit. But you still want, I'm going to move my block forward so you can see, you still want the left knee stacked over that left ankle. So let's inhale, come out of the lunge a little bit, and exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Go ahead and pad that right knee if you need to. Inhale, lift, and exhale, sink. Notice I'm not moving very far at all. Inhale to lift, and exhale, sink a little deeper. If you need a block, go ahead and put it by your left foot. And we're going to reach our right hand down to the block or to the floor. And inhale, take an easy twist here. So left hand reaches. Notice if that left knee wants to fall open to the left, see if you can pull it back to center and pull that left hip back just a little bit. Take one more breath. And slowly release the left hand. Go ahead and set that block aside. Release the hands to the mat. We're going to come into table. So from table, we're going to drop the hips forward. So we're coming into our modified plank. So wrists are right under the shoulders. Make any adjustments you need to here. And I'm dropping my hips down towards the mat. I'm squeezing my glutes and I'm squeezing my core. One breath here. And then bend the elbows lower down as slowly as you can to the mat. Hands come right underneath the shoulders. Press the hip bones down, press the tops of the feet. Inhale, baby cobra. Forehead lifts, and so does the chest. Exhale, release. We're going to press through the hands, come back up to table. Curl the toes under. Find downward dog. So we're starting our flow sequence here. One breath in down dog. Maybe sigh it out. Look up at the hands. Step or walk up to meet them. Inhale, halfway lift, belly button towards the spine, hands on the legs for support. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, make your way up. Rolling, hands can be on the legs or not. And exhale into your mountain. All right, we're going to do that on the other side. So now you kind of know the sequence a little bit. There's going to be a lot of repetition today. And normally we don't do a lot of vinyasas, so I'm kind of inserting them a little bit to kind of show you how they can be modified, how they can be added to the practice. This flow can be really nice. It can help you sync with the breath, as long as you are still breathing and not going too fast. So let's inhale, reach the arms up again, palms pressed together. Exhale, release the hands to the low back. Tuck them into those pockets, press the hips forward, little tiny back bend here, lift the chest. And then exhale, melt it down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften and fold. Bend the knees, release the hands to the mat, and we're going to step that left foot back this time and release the knee. So setting up for your lunge, maybe you want your block for the twist. So back toes can be tucked under or they can be flat. It's your choice. We're lifting up. Hands come to that right thigh. And take a moment here to kind of adjust your lunge so that it's as comfortable as can be for you. Maybe that right foot needs to go further out to the right. Maybe it needs to come closer to center. Hands on the thigh, inhale out of the lunge a little bit. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. And inhale to lift. Exhale, sink into it a little bit more. One more time. Inhale to lift. And exhale, lower. We're going to release our left hand to our block or to the floor. Remember, block can be on any height. Make any adjustments you need at any time. And inhale, right fingertips are going to reach. So we're coming into our twist. And again, if that right knee is opening, see if you can tug it in towards center. Maybe pull that right hip back just a little bit. One more breath. And slowly release. Go ahead and set the block aside. We're going to set our hands down and we're coming to our table. So coming into table, knees come together as you drop the hips down into our modified plank. So I'm not just collapsing into my shoulders here, I'm pressing away from the mat. My shoulders are rounding away from each other. Inhale here. Exhale, lowering down nice and slow. Or as slowly and gracefully as you can. We're building strength. Inhale, press into the hip bones. Lifting for baby cobra, elbows pull back. Exhale, release. Pressing through the hands back to your table. Curl the toes under. Find downward dog. One breath here in down dog. Maybe sigh it out. Look up at your hands. Walk or step up to meet them. Forward fold. Let the head and neck go. Inhale, feel that wave of the breath help to lift you. Exhale, soften and release. Inhale, rolling up. Hands can come to the legs if you need that support. And exhale into our mountain. Very nice, everyone. All right, let me just adjust one thing here, and we'll be good to go. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do one more variation on the moon salutation. The low lunges are a pretty traditional part of it. This is the other part. So coming into your mountain, inhale up, arms reach, press the palms together, and we're going to side bend to the right. And then inhale back up to center, side bend to the left. And inhale back up to center. Open the arms wide just like we did in the beginning. Palms can face forward. Step your feet wide. 5-pointed star. Find a little lift in the chest. Really reach through the fingers. Keep the arms where they are. Turn your heels in, toes out. And then sink the hips down. Bend at the elbows. Draw the shoulders together. This is goddess. You don't have to sink very far. If you have any knee issues, you can be up like this. No problem. One more breath here. Inhale back into 5-pointed star. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Let's drop the arms to shoulder height. Keep those right toes turned out, and we're going to turn the left toes in. So release the right hand to the right leg and start to slide it down the leg, only as far as you feel comfortable. Left arm is lifting. We're coming into triangle. So hand can stay on the thigh, or it can come down to the shin. You just don't want it right on the knee. So think about opening the chest out and pressing that left hip back. Core is engaged, so you're not dumping all the weight into that front hand. Take one more breath. And then coming all the way back up. Turn both sets of toes out now, about a 45 degree. They don't have to be straight out. Let's sink into our goddess, elbows bend. Inhale, reach for 5-pointed star. And exhale, release the arms, heel toe the feet together. Back into mountain. Very nice. All right, yeah, shake it out if you need to. Absolutely, let's not take ourselves so seriously in yoga. All right, other side. Inhale, reach. Hands pressed together or as close as is comfortable. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, back up to center. Open the arms wide and step the feet wide. 5-pointed star. Find a little lift in the chest, tuck the tailbone. And then let's turn the toes out, heels come in. Drop the bottom into goddess. So you're thinking about pressing the knees open. Inhale, reach, extend into 5-pointed star. Exhale, drop the arms to shoulder height. Turn those left toes out all the way if they weren't already. Turn the right toes in. So we're coming into our triangle. So start to send that right hip back as you release the left hand to the leg. Right hand's gonna come up. The left hand can stay on the thigh or slide down to the shin. And you're thinking about spinning your heart open, but with that with the right hand still pointing straight up. Take one more breath. Inhale up. Both toes go 45 degrees, reach into 5-pointed star. Actually, I think I did that opposite, but it's fine. We'll go into goddess. And then drop the hips, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, release the hands, heel toe the feet together. And here in mountain, just take a moment to find any movement you want, maybe rolling the shoulders a couple of times, and then coming into stillness. Pressing the feet down into your mat, make sure you're not locking the knees, closing the eyes, or just resting the gaze comfortably on the floor. Tuning back into your breath, noticing how you're feeling here. Maybe you started to build or generate a little bit of heat. Taking a moment to return to those things that you're grateful for, that you're proud of, and anything you're ready to release. Give yourself one more deep, full breath. And allow the eyes to open. Let's inhale, reach the arms up, press the palms together, side bend to the right. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, back up to center. Let's release the arms as we find our fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften and release. Inhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step to downward dog. Take one deep, full breath here. Roll the shoulders away, press the chest back towards the legs, bend the knees as much as you'd like. And then release the knees to the mat. Find child's pose or puppy posture, any comfortable resting pose. Releasing the forehead to the mat or a block. If you'd like an additional stretch in the shoulders, you can walk the elbows a little bit forward and take the hands together over the head. Little reverse namaste. If this is too much on the shoulders, you can also try taking the hands to the backs of the shoulders. Getting a nice stretch through the arms. Give it one more deep breath wherever you are. And then release the hands. Slowly walk them back, press yourself up. And we're going to come to a seat. So take a moment to grab your yoga strap or your towel or whatever is standing in for your strap. We're going to use it in just a moment. So we're coming to a seat with our legs out straight in front of us. And then go ahead and maybe do some windshield wipers with the feet, just kind of shaking them a little bit. And then lift the fleshier parts of the hips and the buttocks so that you can really feel your sit bones grounding into the mat. And we're going to bend our right leg and hug that knee in. Left leg stays extended and the toes are flexed. So you can keep the right foot right where it is on the inside of that left leg, or you can cross it over. Notice if that hip is lifting, go ahead and bring the foot back. You really want to keep that sit bone connection wherever you are. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. And exhale, we're going to find our twist to the right. So right hand's going to come to the side or behind that right hip. Left hand can wrap around the knee, or you can use the elbow here to deepen. Oops, my microphone is in the way. All right. So left toes are staying flexed, and I'm still not really trying to push into it. I'm thinking more about inhaling length into my spine, making more space, growing taller. And on my exhale, then I'm softening and releasing. Maybe even closing your eyes here, feeling that lift and softening from the inside out. Give it one more breath wherever you are. And then slowly unwind, come back to center. We're going to uncross that right leg. We're going to keep the left leg extended, and we're going to drop that right knee out to the side. I'm going to cheat out a little bit so you can see my legs. So the right foot is coming towards the left thigh. It's okay if it doesn't touch. And we're going to grab our strap or our towel and take it around the bottom of the left foot. So once you have that, go ahead and sit up nice and tall here. Inhale. And exhale, start to fold forward over that left thigh. Only going as far as feels comfortable. You don't have to get anywhere near the thigh. You can walk the hands further down the strap if you'd like, or you can release the strap and just hold on to the leg, or release your hands to the floor. If you're feeling any pain or pinching in the low back, back off a little bit. Come a little bit further out of the fold. Finding a gentle tuck of the chin. Breathing into the back body. Take one more breath here, seeing if you can soften in the forehead and jaw. And then hug the belly button in, slowly start to roll up from your center. Go ahead and release the strap or the towel, set it aside, and we'll do the other side. So extending that right leg long now, toes are flexed. Scoot over a little bit. Left knee is bent, and you can keep that left foot on the inside of the right leg, or you can cross it over, your choice. Again, make sure that that hip bone is not lifting if you're crossing. And inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, find your twist. So right hand can just wrap around the knee, or you can use the elbow if you'd like to deepen. Right toes are still flexed and active. Maybe closing the eyes here if that felt good on the other side. Feeling the breath moving up and down the spine. When we're twisting, it can be hard sometimes to feel the breath in the belly. So think of each inhale as moving up the spine, helping you grow a little taller, creating more length and space. And each exhale is helping you soften and release into the twist a little bit more. Give it one more breath. And then slowly release, come back to center. We're gonna uncross that left leg, and I'm going to face forward this time. So we're dropping that left leg out to the side. Actually, I'll face this way. I know my legs look all weird because I'm mirroring you. So that foot can touch the inside of the thigh, but it doesn't have to. And we're gonna take our strap or our towel around the bottom of the right foot. We're gonna inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale, start to fold. So not moving past that point of resistance. When you find a point of resistance in yoga, always stopping there, breathing into it. Finding a gentle tuck of the chin. Maybe walking the hands a little further after a few breaths. Or maybe releasing them to the floor. You may notice that after a couple of breaths, you can go a little bit further. You may not. So just listening to your body, it should not be shouting at you. Taking one more deep, deep, full breath here. And then belly button draws towards the spine, slowly rolling up. Go ahead and release the strap. You can set it aside. We are done with it. We're coming onto our back. So taking your time, grabbing any props that you might need for Shavasana, so a bolster, pillows, blankets, just so you don't have to get up again. Oops, making any microphone adjustments you need. Go ahead and roll onto your back. And then when you're ready, hugging the knees into the chest, maybe rocking a little side to side. And then let's open the knees out. So they're kind of pointing at each shoulder. And I'm going to point the bottoms of the feet up towards the ceiling. So I'm going into happy baby. Maybe this is enough for you. Maybe just holding on behind the thighs or the knees. Maybe you want to reach for the ankles. Maybe you want to reach for the big toes or either side of the foot. Maybe it would feel nice to rock a little bit side to side. You can also bend one knee and lengthen the other. If that feels nice, just kind of playing around in your happy baby. Notice if your tailbone is creeping up, see if you can pull it down towards the mat, or I guess in this case, press it down towards the mat. Give it one more breath here. And then release the feet or the legs wherever you were holding on. Hug the knees into the chest and either open the arms wide, or you can take cactus arms, bending at the elbows, especially if you have a small space like me. I always have to bend my elbows. When you're ready, we're going to drop the knees over to the right, releasing them down to the floor, or you can take a block or pillow under the knees if the floor feels far away. Doing your best to keep that left shoulder blade on your mat. Breathing into the left side body, the left side of the rib cage, the hip. Give it one more breath. And then slowly engaging the core, drawing one knee back at a time. So starting with the left knee and then the right, that's a little safer on your back. If you need to make any adjustments before we go into the other side, please do. Like I need to release my feet to scoot my hips a little to the right to have the room to drop my knees to the left. So if you need to make any adjustments like that, please do. And then bring your knees back and drop them over to the left whenever you're ready. Right shoulder blade is staying on the mat. And that right arm can extend, or you can keep it bent at the elbow, depending on the space that you have. And breathing into the right side body. Give it one more deep, deep breath. And then draw the core and slowly start to bring the knees back up. Right knee comes first, then the left. Maybe give your knees a big hug. You can also hold on behind the knees. And if you'd like, on your next exhale, you can draw the nose up towards the knees for one breath. And then release. Go ahead and release the feet to the mat. Taking any other movement you might need before heading into your Shavasana. So maybe taking some windshield wipers with the knees, or maybe taking a long full body stretch. And then making your way into your comfortable final resting pose, whatever pose that is for you. You can take a block under the sacrum for supported bridge. You could take blocks under the knees, or just take the feet together, knees wide, for reclined butterfly. You can take a pillow under the head or a bolster under your knees. Whatever feels comfortable for you today. A pose that's going to help you to soften and release and absorb your practice. And when you've found it, go ahead and allow the eyes to soften or close. And let's all take a deep, deep, full breath into the belly. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Deep, deep, deep breath in. Long letting go, sigh out. One more time, deepest breath you've taken all day. And let everything go. Let the back body grow heavy. Feeling all of the points of contact between the mat and your body. Feeling the fingers and toes soften and release. Softening the space between the eyebrows, letting any worry lines just slide off the forehead. And softening all of the little muscles around the eyes, the temples release, letting your jaw go. And the lips and chin soften. Feeling all sides of the neck grow soft. Feeling the shoulders nice and heavy, anchoring you into the mat. Softening the chest and belly. Releasing the arms to gravity. Softening the back body, feeling that support of the earth of your mat beneath. And feeling the hips grow heavy, the pelvis, the tops of the legs. Relaxing all the way down into the knees. Releasing the calves, the shins. Feeling the ankle bones heavy and rooted into the earth or your mat. And toes are nice and soft. And just giving yourself a few moments here. One more time before you release your practice, thinking about those things that you are grateful for, the things that you're proud of, and the things you're ready to release. Slowly beginning to bring your attention back to your breath. Beginning to deepen it. Beginning to feel that rise and fall. Moving energy through your entire body. This breath, this essence of life. And finding any small movements that feel good in the fingers and toes. And maybe taking another full body stretch or drawing the knees into the chest. When you're ready, bending the knees if they weren't already, making your way onto whichever side is most comfortable. And then pressing back up to a comfortable seat. Allowing the eyes to soften or close when you arrive and sit up nice and tall. Noticing how you're feeling at the end of your practice, knowing that there is no right or wrong answer to how you're feeling, to how your practice went. Just staying in the moment and observing. If it feels good, you can draw the hands together at the heart, sealing in your practice today, taking anything that served you, any new insights or energy that you found on the mat with you into the rest of your day. Taking one more opportunity to discard or leave behind anything that's no longer serving you. I thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.